Right, well, welcome back. So, a bit has changed. As usual, things have changed. So, what we've done is come back from our mission up north, and one of the things we got in the process was the kettle. And now that we see Emily Frey the farmer, she's saying that she wants to craft a fireplace. And we've got enough of the equipment that we need for that, so we can do that for her. And what we'll do is put that in place. So we'll see if we've got any new missions or any new crafting items. We don't for Emily Frey. And in terms of crafting here at the fireplace, we'll be able to see now. There we go, we've got a whole heap of recipes for cooked meat. So you'll see there, upgrading the items to cooking sort of give them a little bit more energy, a little bit more power, a little bit more constitution, that sort of thing. You get the general gist. So that's been beneficial already. The other thing you would have noticed is I'm now wearing my new outfit. Woo! Now this isn't the best outfit in the game, it's just what we happen to be getting while we're up top. And just in terms of, for comparison's sake, comparing our Guard of the North helmet, sort of level 13, and we had level 13 on our wizard hat. That had 15 physical resistance, 23 magical. This has got 18 physical resistance, so we tend to be engaged in swordplay and facing against blunt instruments a little bit more than anything else, so that little bit of extra physical resistance comes in handy. So we'll keep that in place. In terms of the upper body, well, I've already scrapped the old top because that was a really, really basic one which had like level 10 or something physical resistance and same in magical. So this one's now got 44 in physical, 44 magical, so it's going to be fantastic. The gloves, 12 physical, 12 magical, same. But you'll notice on the Guard of the North gloves, you've got magic damage plus 4 in range damage, plus 4 in melee, but you do have 1 minute maximum time in the shroud taken off you. So that really won't be too much of a problem for us because we've upgraded our shroud timer in a lot of cases now, and I'll show you where we did that if you don't recall. It's at the flame shrine. And if we do need extra time in the shroud when it's going to be a longer journey or something, we just have a shroud potion anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Now the pants, we've gone to 27 physical, 27 magical, and previously we had 15 physical. So again, it's just a physical resistance buff that we're looking for. The wizard pants do have more magical, but to be honest, the gain you get in physical resistance is going to be, a big benefit for us. And you also get an increase in stamina as well, which is something we've been coming across quite a lot. We're constantly running out of energy. Another one, and the last one here, is the Guard of the North boots. Those are level 13, same as what our wizard boots were. That's 12 and 12. We do have, again, maximum time in the shroud reduced, so there's quite a bit we've lost in terms of time in the shroud, but if we think back to when we started anyway, without the flame altar improvements, we were pretty much fine back then. So this will do us for the moment. we're not really going to be looking to be spending a lot of time in the Shroud anyway. And when we do get to the stage in the game where we are going to be spending a lot of time in the Shroud, there are better armor upgrades and items that we can equip later on. Now, what we also get with these is a plus on health regen and a plus on stamina regen, which is going to be good. We do lose 1 on health regen from the wizard boots, but that's fine because we do gain a lot of physical resistance, and again, that's what we're after. So the other thing that we equipped is we now have the commander ring. So you get 30 mana and 30 health on that, which is fantastic. And in terms of the shield, we now have the ghostly shield, which is level 15 with a 6 block. Now, even though the Pikemead's Bulwark shield gave us 7 block, you'll notice there's a couple of key stats there that have improved. We've got an increase in fire resistance and an increase in parry power. So we are quite happy to take the really tiny reduction in block in order to get that extra parry power and fire resistance. And that's it in terms of the upgrades. So what we can do now is head on out here. So yes, as we were talking about before, the Shroud passage level, that's what we've already upgraded to level 3. Now, what we needed to go up to level 4, and we spoke about it earlier and we weren't sure about it, was the Fell Wisp Wyvern head, which we now have. However, there's a couple of things in here that we don't have. Very specifically is goo, and we still don't know where that comes from. So we're going to have to work that out. Right, if we head on over now and check out our good friend the Hunter, she doesn't have anything new for us. But what you will notice now is we can do trophies. So we did get a Scavenger Matron, which instantly appeared when we got the Scavenger Matron, and we now have a Fell Wisp Wyvern. So we can make trophies and display them in our residence. So that's the one thing that's changed with her. Now if we chat to Oswald Anders the blacksmith, he now has information for us. So he's given us a new request. So in terms of his request, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things we need to do for that, which is going to be quite interesting. So I think we'll set that as the active quest. We need to go to Blazing Rock first. So we're going to have to try and find our way around there, which could be quite interesting. And our last thing to do here is chat with Carpenter. He's talking about his masonry tools. And we just saw the blacksmith had some masonry tools. So he's given us also a mission at the Pillars of Creation, and we'll take a really quick look at what he's got as well. And you'll notice he now has a new mission for us, which is a water well. And to be honest, we haven't really needed that much water. And in terms of planting and germinating plants and whatnot, we really won't need it until we really seriously get into that. So we don't really need to concern ourselves too much at this stage with that. So if we have a look at where that is, he has requested that at Blazing Rock, and the masonry tools are at the research camp, which are at the bottom of the inner sanctum near the Pillars of Creation. So we do have a home base that's over here. So I think what we'll have to do is try and make our way over there, and we'll see if we can get around from there, and if we can make our way around. Now the one final thing of note is we did get some new weapons that we picked up. Now we have a flail, which is a rare, level 15 with 48 damage, and if we compare that with our house scourge at level 15, the house scourge is starting to look a bit ordinary compared to that. It's got less max durability. You do have a lot of blunt damage and piercing damage and whatnot, but with this, you can see there on the flail there's way more piercing damage and only marginally less blunt damage, but overall there's 48 damage. So I think what we're going to do is we'll replace our main melee weapon. And in terms of our bow, we were using the hunter's bow for a ranged weapon, and that was level 14 with 23 power, and that was upgraded. And we've now got a legendary, which is level 15. Now these ones that we've just picked up haven't been upgraded yet, by the way, so we'll take a look at that in a moment. But that's got 0.6 of a second draw speed, so it's a faster draw speed, more max durability. There's not as much arrow speed, but we haven't upgraded it yet. And you do notice all underneath there, once we upgrade it, we'll have +3 piercing damage, shroud magic. So there'll be a whole lot of benefits to actually outfitting with that one. So I think what we'll do is we'll equip that. And we also picked up a legendary frozen core wand. At this stage I'll leave it there just for emergency purposes. And you'll see with the flail we can upgrade that 3 times. With our previous thing we could upgrade it 4. And we'll do a direct comparison in a moment. And we've got tons and tons of coins in order to do this. So if we take a look now, comparatively, the Wildwood shortbow, 22 power. So we lost a little bit out there, that's fine. But we do have an increase in piercing damage, and you'll see there's the only thing that the hunter's bow actually has is basically arrow speed, and that's about it really. But the draw speed is quite slow on it. It does increase backstab damage by 20%, but when you get backstab damage, which is, you get to hit somebody from behind, you'll do quite a lot of damage anyway, especially if you do a headshot. So that really won't make too much of a difference. So given that we've got all this extra piercing damage, shroud magic damage, increased critical hit damage is up 5%, and the mana leech also at 5% as well. That's a big benefit, so we're happy with that. Now, direct comparison of our melee weapons, and you'll see even though it was not an epic, it's just a rare, but that flail has now been upgraded to level 18, so it's now got way more damage, 55 damage, way more max durability. You do lose that blunt piercing, cutting blunt, but you get +11 on piercing. So I guess if we add up the piercing, it's +6. So we lost 5, which is fine. And the blunt damage is +11. Blunt there is +12. So we gained 1 on that. And we also lost cutting damage as well. So while it's a little bit of a loss in some areas, the overall damage is just going to be totally worth it. So I don't think we're going to be too concerned with that, to be honest. Right, well, that will wrap us up for this time around. Next time, as I mentioned, we've now got these 2 missions for finding masonry tools and also the blacksmith's request. So we're going to make our way up north and see what we can do for those 2. Alright, well, once again, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate that, and we'll see you next time on dGaming.